the first thing that we had to do was create a new JUnit test case. And we created a test method named test create order return success 201 that will call the created method create order body, which will return a JSON object. So the following step, I sent the request body and headers to the server, and this is what that does. Next, I added the assert J assertions to ensure that the response is correct. So I did this up here. So as you can see, they all equal and match up with what we have down here in the create order body method. So if we run this as a JUnit test, it was expecting a 201 created, but was 404 not found. Next, I created an interface named Jeep Order Controller. I created a method in the interface to create an order. So that was done here with create order right here, and made sure that it accepts an HTTP post request and should return a status code of 201, which I created here. I created a class that implements Jeep Order Controller named default Jeep Order Controller. Then I'm going to run this as a JUnit test. And the test is showing a red status bar, which is exactly what we wanted right now. In the Jeep Order Controller interface, I added the class level annotation validated right here. I also added bean validation annotations to the order request class as shown in the video. You can actually see this right in this class here, all the bean validations. The next step, I created the empty order service interface and implementation, one named Jeep Order Service, and the other one is default Jeep Order Service. I injected the interface into the order controller implementation class. I also added the service annotation to the service implementation class. You can see right here. I also created the create order method in the interface and implementation service. I made sure to call the create order method in the controller and return the value returned by the service. When I run this as a JUnit test, it does come out as red, expecting actual not to be null, which is what we wanted. But it also shows right here that we got the default Jeep order service in the log line in the console. The next step was to create the DAO interface and implementation class, one named Jeep Order DAO right here. The other one is default Jeep Order DAO up here. Next, we were told to replace the entire content of Jeep Order DAO, which I did. We also had to add the contents into default Jeep Order DAO. We also had to add the contents to the file default Jeep Order Service, which I did. The following step was to add the transactional annotation to the create order method, and then call all the copied methods like get customer, get model, get color, get engine, get tire, and get option. And afterwards, calculate the price, including all the options. Next, I had to add this method into the Jeep Order DAO and the default Jeep Order DAO. You can also see that we're calling the Jeep Order DAO dot save order method from the Jeep Order Sales Service create order service. So next I called the supply generate insert SQL method and assign the return value of the method to the SQL params object. I then called the update method on the named parameter JDBC template object, passing in the key holder. I was also sure to extract the order primary key from the key holder object into a variable of type long named order PK. Next, I had to write a method named save options as shown in the video. Also within the save order method, I returned an order object using the order builder right here. This is the save order method in the end. And if we run the create order test, we should get a green bar, which we do.